What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, The Unpopular Party, hosted by me, Party Next Show. And today, I am back with another video to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac and this whole mess that's been happening with Mia and Wendy, and also kind of break down some of the problematic things that have happened on this show in recent years. But before we get into all that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank y'all so much for all the growth. Hopefully, all my subscribers had a wonderful Thanksgiving break. I hope y'all ate really good, and if not, hopefully I can fill y'all up with some good information that I'm going to give to y'all. All right, you guys, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So if you don't know, because you may be asking, what is colorism? Colorism is defined as prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. And the Real Housewives of Potomac, as well as Atlanta in some cases, have been called out because they've been saying a lot of time colorism has been experienced on the show through the view. And when it comes to these housewives show, of course, women are going to argue, they're going to get into it, they're going to have disagreements, like that's just natural. But a lot of times on the show, what people have noticed that like when the lighter skinned people get into it, they're never being referred to as angry, ghetto, or like any derogatory term. They're able to argue and have disagreements and go about their day. But when they get into it with a darker skinned person on the show, they're getting held to a way different experience than someone like Giselle or Robin or Ashley. You may be like, wait a minute, it's been people of the same complexion that have argued on the show before, and that is true. In season 4 of Real Housewives of Potomac, Moniece and Candace got into a very bad fight. I'm sorry, y'all, but for this whole video, I called this girl Moniece, and I don't know why. The only thing I can blame it on, it was late and I was tired, but yeah, it's like I know her name is Monique, but anyways, let's get back to the video. I believe this is the first physical altercation that the show has seen, and it had viewers split. A lot of viewers felt like Candace was in the wrong because, you know, she pushed and provoked Monique to the edge of physical violence. People felt like Monique was wrong because she did resort in physical violence. Regardless of how you feel about the situation, you have to at least admit how this situation was handled. They kind of held Moniece at the highest degree. I'm bringing this up because it plays a relevant part later on in the story. But Moniece was treated like public enemy #1 within the cast. I think the only person that actually had Monique back in some instance was Karen.
The moment you put your hands on somebody, that's when you draw the narrative. The black women continue to be angry and violent, that's a problem. We have been able to hold ourselves above the stereotype. And in 5 minutes, she took...
Everybody was against violence. Everybody was against Moniece putting hands on Candace. Everybody was just against those actions. So much so when they had their little meeting, Giselle came security guard because she felt like Moniece would, you know, stand up and attack her and be so aggressive. People say they coddled Candace a lot. Like they treated her like she was a victim. And we're not just gonna act like Candace does not have antagonistic ways. You know, it's been plenty of times she been railing the nine, just like yelling or just like provoking people. I honestly feel like you can't be in someone's face saying, drag me, drag me, drag me, and be surprised when they drag you. But regardless of who was wrong or right, the women's tone towards Moniece was as if she had did something just horrible. Giselle even did this whole speech about how she's raising younger women and she needs to raise them to know like when you get angry, you don't put your hands on people. It was bad. It was bad to the point that Moniece decided not to come back for the following season. Now that I brought that situation up, let's fast forward to season 8, how Mia and Wendy got into a really bad argument over Peter, Patricia Thomas at that. Mia claimed that Peter had beef with Wendy. Wendy was trying to open up a store and she had contacted Peter help. I guess Wendy didn't respond to it. It was over something stupid, but I think Peter was just being messy. It's like he got beef with Wendy. When Peter did see all the ladies out at dinner because they was in Miami, he spoke. He felt like this was not the time or place to discuss any business thing he had with Wendy. So Peter spoke and he walked off. Mia took it upon herself to follow Peter and just be like, oh, well, what's up with the beef with Wendy?
What's the beef?
We sat down about talking about doing projects together.
Now, did you just meet Wendy?
Not too long ago. Looking at this Once a Saturday Steakhouse I'm doing in Baltimore in the harbor. And she said she wanted to be a part of it. But I sent her the paperwork and I haven't heard nothing else.
She can't even respond.
She didn't respond.
I'm gonna leave.
Peter came to Wendy and basically was like, you got beef with Peter. He just said in one sentence, I don't beef with men. And Mia was just like, don't try it. That's my family over there. Being real aggressive.
What's the beef? I don't have beef with men, so what's the beef?
Wendy, don't start it.
Don't start what? I don't have...
That's my family. Don't start it.
What are you trying to do right now?
No.
You're doing too much. If he has beef, then he can call my husband. So what's the beef?
So apparently you guys are doing some type of deal, and he said that he sent you the contract, and he said that he ain't heard nothing back.
Last I checked, I ain't never known Peter and Mia to be like this anyway, so I don't know what she's talking about. But anyways, Mia was like, you should have checked in with Peter because he's trying to help you out. And Wendy's just like, what I gotta check in with Peter for? That ain't my man. The only person I gotta check in with is my husband.
Well, what?
He's opening up his opportunity for you to learn, study, and be a mentee.
That makes sense.
The only man I let know that I'm coming into town is my husband.
You need
I don't
to get
owe
past
him
that
anything. I don't owe
because
him
there's
anything.
no feelings in business.
Sweetie, maybe you talk to other men like that, but
Of course
I don't
do.
need
I
to.
sit at a
I don't know
boardroom
what you're
table
talking
with
about.
all men, okay?
So be
I'm the
blessed.
only female, black female at the boardroom table.
Girl, I'm the only black female that's a
so you
professor at
should
Johns
know.
Hopkins, and I'm the
So
youngest
you
professor
should
at Johns
know.
Hopkins. So
So
don't
why
tell
do
me
you
how
always
to be a
only
boss
man is
because I am a
Andy?
boss. You understand that?
Mia, for some reason, was still like just egging and all. Didn't let Peter been a mentor with you. And which I'm sorry, but from what we saw in Atlanta, Bar One may be successful right now, but it done went through a couple hurdles. For Mia to just go in on Wendy so hard and just be like, oh, you should have took him as a mentor and stuff like that and check in. I just wasn't understanding where that was coming from. Wendy had to tell her, look, I'm not checking in with no other man. When your husband may play like that, but me and my husband, we don't get down like that. All of a sudden, Mia grabs her drink and she throws it at Wendy.
Maybe that's how you and your husband play. How me and my husband play. We don't play like that. Period.
I am so confused. You know
You
what?
telling me I need to call some guy and tell him I'm coming to town? I'm not in town for
Wendy.
business.
No, too close to me, too close to me.
That's what you want.
No, because you're not going to talk about my husband and how
Nobody
we
was
operate.
talking about your husband.
From the table, Wendy.
And what the are you gonna do if I don't get the out? What the are you going to do?
She's very antagonistic.
Wendy was shocked, and which rightfully so, because you just threw a drink on me. So the girls are arguing at this point. It's getting real heated. Wendy talking about she don't care, you're not gonna disrespect me. But it took her a minute to really grasp what was going on because I feel like she was shocked. But Mia was still going off, but I will say the reaction from the girls was significantly different from the other reactions, I would say. Robin, for instance, pulled out her phone and started recording, and Giselle was over there kicking.
Yeah. I'm TMZ right now. What's up, y'all? So you and your husband can go other women and men. You and your husband can go. You thought I was gonna fight you? You're baiting and you're being antagonistic. If you don't want to fight, then stop. Oh, so you're telling me to stop, but she threw a drink on me, Robin. Robin, don't say that. Do you want to fight? Then fight. If you don't want to fight, drink on me over Peter Thomas because you enough.
I just feel should have pulled your phone out when Moniece was throwing blows for Candace and recorded for World Star. And I'm just like, for these to be the same type of women that just had such this stance against like bullying and violence, it wasn't making sense to me. And Robin claimed that she was recording to prove how antagonistic Wendy was being. But we already got a camera crew that we see what's going on. I felt like they was very much so ganging up on Wendy. She calling her the aggressor and referring to her as ghetto. To me, Wendy had a rightfully so reaction to if someone was to throw a drink on you. And Mia not only threw a drink on her, but she slung her purse at Wendy. How could Wendy be the aggressor? How can Wendy be the problematic one when she's literally just sitting here fighting with her words? Now, security, because at this point, Wendy like, I don't care about none of that professional stuff. Like, I'm still Wendy at the end of the day. Security escort her out because like security had to tell her better than this. You're a professor at Johns Hopkins University. And same can be said for Mia. Like, y'all both have business. So I feel like this don't project anybody in a good light. Like he was telling her, you're a professor at Johns Hopkins University. Do not let these people get you down. Now, the other girl, well, the Green Eye Bandits, they go in and they checking in on Mia and they're just like, are you okay? Oh my gosh, look at your finger. Yeah, she was definitely wrong talking about Wendy. And I feel like the only one that I feel like was really holding Mia accountable was Ashley and Karen. She said she don't like violence and she didn't like it the first time when it happened with Moniece and she don't like it this time. I said everybody's in the wrong because, Mia shouldn't have spoke on her husband. Mia should not have thrown her drink or purse. And Mia thought Karen was being fake, but Karen was just stating fact.
Mia's my girl, right? I love Mia, but that was completely unnecessary.
But Ashley, both sides were unnecessary.
Didn't have my back.
Sweetie, two wrongs don't make it right. Now, I've always said that I'm not going to
but
change
you
for you
didn't have
either,
my
sweetheart.
back.
Now, baby, you didn't
She
mean
sat
it.
there and
I
she
know.
talked
You know what?
about
did you not
G.
say?
Like,
No,
what
sweetheart,
world do
no,
you
don't
live
do that to
in?
me. Don't do that to me. Two wrongs, okay? Tossing and lying. Y'all canceled each other motherfucking out. I'm sorry, I'm getting mad.
Mia has this philosophy that even if my friend is wrong, I'm gonna ride or die with him. Well, both your asses were wrong. I'm not the one that invited Sharice on my birthday weekend. Do you have my back?
Really stood out to me was Robin was saying that Mia was wrong for throwing the drink and Wendy was wrong for escalating, but she don't like Wendy, so of course that's why she gonna side more with Mia. And that's when I had to ask myself, is it more so colorism or is it insecurity and jealousy running rapid? Or a little bit of both. I definitely feel like people switch up their standing inside when they don't like someone, and Robin and Giselle proved it. For them to be so hardcore on Moniece and have these same standards and morals and whatever with this Moniece situation, but when the Wendy situation come full circle, they're mute, pulling out their phone and trying to put all the accountability on one side, you're definitely showing your cards. Robin even tried to state that the two situations wasn't the same, but I feel like the same thing happened. You got two parties. One party is yapping at the mouth, the other party feels provoked, and one party retaliates. Only difference with this Mia and Wendy situation is that they didn't fight, and they was this close to doing it. And I do feel like Robin and Giselle are just insecure and threatened by anyone that has a better standing in life than them. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything about color. It's really them feeling insecure within their own self. I feel like they're so used to being a token. Whenever someone else comes in and may threaten their lifestyle, they go on survival mode and they just pack up together.
Can't stop talking, right? Miss, I can't stop talking? Yeah, I was just trying to talk to Ashley. This is my house. I can stand wherever I want to stand. I can talk as much as I want. Don't be disrespectful in my home. I'm not. You are. You're being a little aggressive. I'm not being a little aggressive. You're being very disrespectful. You speak French, not I speak English, and you speak hood trash. You speak trick trash. That's what you speak, trick trash.
I can't deal with people who ain't got more to lose than I got to lose. I don't deal with people who ain't got more to lose. Keep chasing me. Keep chasing me. Get a few more in your bank account that we can compete. Okay, honey? It's dangerous for you to be held back.
I was not held back.
You were held back. Maybe you were so drunk you don't remember.
She was not.
Down. Everything I say, I stand on.
I'm standing on it.
Period. I'm standing on it.
Giselle first stepped into Moniece's house. She was instantly jealous. She saw the lifestyle Moniece was living. She just instantly wanted to have a problem with that. And with Robin being her sidekick, of course, they're gonna gang up together. Same thing with Wendy. I feel like Wendy is very educated and she knows how to argue with her mouths and stuff like that. And she be leaving Robin and them looking stupid. It's like they're intimidated by it. Colorism come into effect with these shows. At first, I didn't think so, but then I had to just really think about something. We done seen plenty of arguments on this show with the ladies. From Robin arguing with Ashley, Zell arguing with Karen, Katie just Katieing. These girls have some very argumentative moments and some very close to physical moments. Who is always referred to as ghetto and angry? I think that it is that Bravo portray. Brown to dark-skinned women are always portrayed as angry. Lighter-skinned women are just referred to as crazy. It's problematic because in society, black women, whenever they're fed up and just had enough and go all, they're instantly quoted as the angry black girl or the aggressive bitch. And sometimes lighter women gets more grace. Like when Mia, when that situation happened, it's, oh, she felt disrespected. Way more grace given to these ladies. In this situation as a whole, I do feel like Mia was more the aggressor. She was the antagonistic one. She provoked Wendy. Every point that Wendy made is valid. I don't have to check in with anybody else but my husband. What sense does that make? If Peter has an issue, he could address my husband. Mia wanna come with this, that's my bro-in-law storyline. I ain't never heard that before. She was wrong for throwing her drink. She was wrong for throwing that purse at her. We used the argument that Wendy was wrong for bringing up her husband. No, it went low first. Went down and trying to come for her nationalism, come for her education and stuff like that. Like Wendy had to tell her, when it comes to me and my man, how you and your man play, because y'all sleep with other women and men, y'all can be more fluid in y'all relationship. When it comes to me and my husband, this ain't that and that ain't that. So I just want to throw in here that Robin did do an interview with Today.com and she kind of reiterated some of her statements. She felt like she still feel like both Mia and Wendy were wrong, but she felt like she could have reworded it in a different way, trying to tell Wendy like, you got more to lose than Mia, and if you hit her or get in a physical altercation with her, you'll put your job and everything in jeopardy. So that's what she meant by you was being antagonistic. But I feel like that's just a bunch of BS. But if it was really trying to come from the concerned friend point of view, then you would have did that. Like you would have told Wendy in a different approach, like just calm down. Instead, you pulled out your phone and was mumbling and cackling. And I just feel like that's just foul. Also, Mia did reactivate her Twitter to release this following statement. She basically said that her actions towards Wendy was intolerable and, she is ultimately sorry. She also stated that she take full accountability and that she was wrong. So, I guess. Also, I want to speak on this because I've been seeing a lot of people say they want Robin and Giselle fired. And I'm just telling y'all this right now. They not finna fire them folks. As annoying as they may be, Bravo still needs a villain on Potomac. And I feel like the Green Eye Bandits, they played a villain role to the T. So Bravo is not gonna fire them. And it's just gonna add more conversation. They gonna need them for future seasons to piss off more people. And it's just putting more money in Andy pockets. that's my 2 cents. But what do y'all feel about this episode as a whole? And what do y'all feel about this whole breakdown? Let me know in the comment section, especially if you want to see more like this. And yeah, that's all I got. All right, y'all. See you on my next video. Bye.